I'm Jaynee from Messages from Heaven by Jaynee on YouTube. And it's Messages from Heaven by Jaynee.net and spiritsbyjaynee at gmail.com. I'm wearing a wig, and this one has more purple in it. I like it. I mean, I do really like it. I wanted to show you what I do with my wigs so that if the wind is blowing, they don't get blown off my head. This is what I do. I buy those, they're kind of cones. See, this is the inside of the wig, and these things are little tiny combs that they they go on your hair and they keep the wig on your head. They keep it in the right place. I have ones in the center because sometimes the wigs kind of stick up. Um, I'm not seeing that actually now, but do you see what I'm doing? I sewed them. Now I can't sew. I mean, I really am no sewer, but I sewed these. It was simple and it doesn't have to be pretty because it's not going to show at all. So I got green and red and any kind of color and sloppiness. It's okay. Um, I'm getting. I'm realizing that they don't live. They don't. That's not the right word. They don't last as long as I would like them. I'm seeing, they get a little frizzy, and I don't know what else because I'm not really a big wig user, but I think I'm going to have to be because my I have these bald spots, and I'm not going to go around with bald spots. I don't like it. Um, I am old, and like, well, um, you know, what can I say? It's the way it is. Um, I told you that one of my orthopedic doctors years ago said when you get to be in your 50s, you're really supposed to be left out to be eaten by wolves. Um, she was kidding, but we live longer than we're supposed to. I think a lot of the Asians have a better idea where their grandparents take care of the children. I'm actually too old and not in good enough shape to do that. Um, a lot of stuff. I mean, I really am too old. Although I love them, and I was working on being able to get down on the floor and get back up because I really wanted to be able to do that so I could have fun with them and play games with them and just be there. So I can, at least I couldn't last time I tried. They have been what we call in the Philadelphia area going down the shore. That's where they are now. They're down the shore and they're going to come back shortly because school now starts here in August. I don't know where these rules come from. Maybe the same place that President Trump's rules come from. Um, okay, I thought that I wrote down what to talk about. I was reading the Philadelphia newspaper today, and I do read the BBC America one, and I was reading the Guardian. I read Substack and Threads, which Threads kind of, you know, it's not that easy to get around. I don't like it for that. Um, what I've been doing a lot is just talking to trans people who have every right to be themselves. You probably know this that it was found recently in a study that not everyone has the exact number of DNA in the right places. Well, so cool. In other words, if you're a female, you might not have all female genes. You might have some male genes, so you'd still look like a female, but you would feel like a male. I may not be saying it correctly. I could definitely be wrong, but the idea is right, at least if what I read was right. And it seemed, because life seems to me in many ways haphazard, and this, having, just gotten a little bit of the wrong DNA sounds just right. Does I mean I did know, I've known a few, and still know some friends who are trans, um, and it's really tough. Some some woman walked up to a trans woman in one of the department stores and insisted that the trans woman give her ID, identification information, because she didn't, the cis woman felt as though the trans woman shouldn't be in the women's department. Excuse me. Yeah, you'll get that from me. That's what you'll get. Um, I mean, there are, you can, I don't know if you would remember Janet Reno. She was she was the was she the head of, I think she was the head of the DOJ, Department of Justice in the United States. She was a woman about over 6 feet. She really looked like a man. And I'm sure that was the reason, like what I just said, where her genes were a little scrambled up. And the other woman, who was a fabulous cooker, that's not right, cook, chef, um, what's her name? I can't think of her name. And she was a French cook. And anyway, same kind of thing, real tall and masculine. And that's, somehow some people get that. It's human. Nobody has the right to walk up to you and say, "Who are you and why are you dressed as a woman?" Like, are you kidding? Why are you dressed as a woman? I don't, people have nerve. It's incredible. I just, sometimes I, I shouldn't say that, because I've had people look at look at the stuff in, at, my house, look at the land and say, "Well, that's mine." No, it's not. There are surveys. I have 3 surveys. What are you saying? This is yours. No, it can't be yours. Oh, well, this one guy said, "I mowed it for 17 years." I don't think there's any country in where you can take care of a lawn for 17 years and then you own the house, where you own the lawn. It's crazy, crazy. Okay, so people are dying in politics, for politics, which is awful. That shouldn't be. Um, where? South Sudan. I'm not sure. I think possibly Ethiopia, but Ethiopia's been going on so long that people are just forgetting about it. Like, oh, well, it's just Ethiopia. No. I mean, they're people too. They deserve to be taken care of. This is crazy stuff. Oh, see, my hair's poking out. Okay, let's pull it out. Here we go. Okay. Um, the Gaza. I don't take. I don't. Would never take information from Hamas. It's like taking information from a snake. You don't. Those are terrorists. Um, they don't. They're going to say whatever makes them look good. Whatever, that's what they have to do. Um, so I don't understand Netanyahu, but I wouldn't take anything from them. These are humans who put tunnels under children's schools and hospitals. I mean, that's the reason that the Israelis were bombing those places, because they not only had tunnels there, but they were keeping the people they abducted there, and now they're going to starve some of the young men to death. I'm surprised they didn't do it to the babies. Okay. In the USA, I wanted to say something else. There are terrorists really everywhere. In the United States, we have terrorists too. They're just not Islamists. The rest of the world, they are Islamists. In the United States, they're Christians. But if you think that Islamists like Christians, think again. They don't. They like Islamists. That's it. They hate Jews and they would slit a Jew from top to bottom. They do the same thing to Christians. They were attacking Christian churches in Gaza, I don't know, wherever they are, and they are in a lot of places, and they're making trouble in Europe. Okay, USA, health insurance. Okay, um, in America, our we had Medicaid, which was a system for people who couldn't afford high high priced insurance. If they didn't get it from work and they didn't have any money, if they were disabled in nursing homes or had really were mentally ill, they got Medicaid. Well, now it's been cut back, so many people have been removed from the files, and so there's just no health insurance for them. Um, Food for children has been cut back. Children's lunches, free lunches, cut back. Um, if that doesn't exist in your country, it should, because children should not suffer. Um, okay. Oh, I can't read my handwriting. Children have been removed from Medicaid and the lunches and more stuff. It's very bad. They took people away. You know, they've been grabbing people off the streets. They took kids. One was being treated for cancer. They didn't care. I assume that child died. People are dying in there. They're not getting enough food, and they're in these horrendous places where there's no room to sleep and they don't get enough food. Um, they're being tortured, and there's a lot of them are already citizens or are on their way to being American citizens. I know that is the idea of a man named Stephen Miller who works for Trump. I'm saying, you know, a little different. Um, Stephen Miller, all his life, has been a very nasty, hateful person. This is for entertainment purposes only, and it's really just my opinion. Someone else may love the guy. I haven't heard that. I've heard that his family really doesn't like him, but it's still just my opinion and for entertainment purposes. Okay, so Stephen Miller is he wants to my feeling is he just wants to get rid of all the people of color from the United States. Um, he zoomed in on Haitians and like people who really Haiti is being run. I forget how much. I think it's either half or three quarters. I don't know. It's a lot by gangs, and it's it's horrible. I mean, they don't have any respect for themselves or anyone else. They're running wild. Um, no, there's in the United States. There's either none or very little help when people are sick or dying. If they're not in a nursing home, and even in nursing homes, they're understaffed for what people need. Um, but the I remember when Medicare started, and a lot of services were given, and they have slowly been cut back. It's really sad, but that's the way it happens especially with the GOP, and then the Democrats just lay down like, you know, it makes me crazy. So one group are, killers. I don't know. They're horrible people who don't care if people die from what they say, and the other ones don't speak up. Okay. So here's another thing. Here, um, hospitals are closing all across the country. They have been, besides COVID and the fact that COVID put them in the red, mostly, they've been bought up by for-profit corporations. I think, I guess they're seeing them as profitable. They can get what they can out of these hospitals. And so they've been buying them up. They sell off the land to themselves, and then they sell off piece by piece the hospital. So they closed a big hospital in the middle of Philadelphia, and they closed another big one in Pennsylvania, right near Delaware. That one was the one that people would go to for burns. It's a big burn center, and it was just closed because the corporation that had bought it wasn't willing to sell it for less money, and the state could not come up with state or the areas couldn't come up with the money. Um, okay. Um, I found today that the nonprofit healthcare corporations are paying their CEOs between 2 and 4 million a year. Uh-huh. While they cut back. Why? Why? Why are they getting paid $2 to $4 million a year? What are they doing? Are they doing anything really important, or just because they're standing there and the what do you call it? The people on the board can see them? I don't understand that. What's crazy, because the minimum wage is still $7.25 in Pennsylvania. I think it's higher here in Delaware. But there are people who can't make ends meet. Both people have to work, and now the government um, fired thousands of people. A lot of people lost their jobs, and of course, and these people are still getting, they're getting so much money. I mean, they don't have to think about anything. They can just trot over to France, have a nice couple of weeks, learn French. Uh, okay. And the food prices, I don't know if they're really high everywhere where you can see me, but here they are. They keep going up. Um, I can't I can't give you specifics because now I'm not going to the store. I can't walk well enough to go to the store, and we pay a helper to go to the store for us, and she's wonderful. She's truly wonderful. Um, it that should not be something that we would pay for out of pocket. What can I tell you? It's because what do people do when they're either young or old and disabled? They can't push a cart or a trolley, you'd say in England. They can't push a cart and go get food. They can't even ride on one of those little what do you call them? Little cars things, not cars. They're, I don't know. I can't think of the right word. Just things that people drive around. It has a like a box in the front where they put the food, but it's really hard to do because I've done it, and it's you have to stand up in order to put food in, and when you stand up, you have to move your foot over the middle of this thing that you're riding on, and it's hard to maneuver and not fall. And if you fall, you're really in trouble. I mean, you just are because we're so frail, and our bones are already screwed up and need to be fixed, and then we're going to fall in the supermarket. Uh-uh. Okay. Um, Australia. Oh yeah, Australia took away. They're stopping children from getting on their tablets, you know, and doing their homework on the tablets. They're finding that the kids are not doing well and that they did better before. So they're trying to stop that. And I think in some places here they are. I think Sweden, one of one of the countries in Europe was doing it too. Western Europe. Um, my my granddaughters, well, four of them are they're all on their iPads or whatever they are, and all the time, and um, they don't really understand computers. I thought they did. Turns out, no, they don't. Um, they just know how to start it, what to do, you know, what buttons to push, and they're not. I mean, they're amusing themselves, but they're not learning. I don't think they're learning anything on there. Okay. Um, oh, then I come to, okay, be proud of yourself. Really, you know, look at yourself and appreciate what you're doing. Um, do what you can to help other people. If you can, um, what it does is it brings up your vibration, and ultimately, it that is how you get yourself in wherever you go on the other side. It's supposedly layers, layer, and the people at the bottom are the worst. And then, you know, as you become a better person, and part of that is taking responsibility for yourself and don't take anyone else's word for who you are and what you are. You know, and you look, your opinion is really the important one. If you feel bad when someone says something nasty, the reason you're feeling bad is that you agree with them. So tell them to shut up and whatever. Um, and then look at yourself and see what you can do so that you can improve your behavior so that you improve your opinion of yourself and see that you're being fair to yourself because usually we're not. We are usually miserable to ourselves and um, are very critical. Understand that. Look at how critical you are and try to break it down. Tell yourself, look at what you do and say, am I appreciating what I do? I mean, we are each unique. No one has ever been born like you or will be born like you. That's it. We're it. Each one of us, we're different like the snowflakes. We just are different. And okay, some of us have done things. Let me turn it off. I know what my husband's saying that he made dinner, and he's telling me that. Um, we had every one of us has things, events, things we did that we are ashamed of. We would wish we didn't do. We wish we didn't say that or do that. You don't really have to go to anybody else. It's you who has to forgive yourself. It doesn't work if somebody else does it. It's you who have to improve. And if it involves somebody else and you hurt that person, the best thing is to apologize or do what you can for that person. Do you know what I mean? It is karma, but it you can call it any name you want. Just make it right. It's because us loving ourselves is really, really important. um, I believe that we should try to get as much of ourselves together before we, you know, ascend. We do what we can. We're not going to get everything because we're not ever going to be perfect. That's just life. But do what you are able to do and forgive yourself and look in the mirror and tell yourself what you're doing right and how pleased you are with yourself. There's also meditations that might help, maybe. They're all over YouTube and they may be in other places that I don't know about. Okay, this is my tattoo sticking out. It's a paintbrush because I'm a painter, and flowers because I built a garden. Okay, so I'm ready to go, and I'll go downstairs. My husband made dinner. Um, let's see. I'll show you a couple of paintings while I'm here. Can you see them? I don't know because I can't see from this. Okay. I don't know if you saw them or not. If you did, good. If you didn't, it's okay. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Um, and please talk to me if you want a reading or you want a reading for your dog or your cat that has passed on. That's free because it's much shorter than a reading for a person. And for a person, it's pay what you can. That's what I do. Um, Whatever's right for you is right for me because I don't want anybody to suffer because they're paying me. You know, that's why I worked. So don't worry about that. Okay. Again, my email is spiritsbyjaynee@gmail.com. And on here, just push the buttons and have a good evening. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. It's the best thing since sliced bread.